Hey, apparently I'm live. So if anyone is joining me, please say hello. Okay, I think I'm live. Um, so happy Monday, guys. I hope you are doing well. If you have joined me on the live, please say hello. How is your Monday going? It's a bit weird me doing a live on the Monday because usually I will do it on Sunday evening. But I thought I would switch it up just because I actually had annual leave today. So I thought, why not do it on Monday instead? But yeah, if you are joining me, please say hello. Let me know how your Monday is going. Let me know how your weekend has been. Um, and yeah, just how everything's going. I think for me, it's an interesting Monday in that I didn't actually, although I had a day off from my normal work, I didn't actually have a day off because I actually did like side hustle stuff. So things like uploading video, editing, filming, and things like that. So it's been a bit of a busy Monday, but I guess that's what it would be like if I actually did this full time. So it's yeah, good to see. Hello, Eva. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. How's your Monday gone? Did you have work today? How was that? Hopefully, you guys can hear me as well. And I see 6 people have joined, so please do say hello. But yeah, so today was a little bit of a busy day, but I think it was quite good. Hello, Deborah. How are you? Hope you had a great weekend. Eva says my weekend was quiet, relaxing. Oh, I love one of those weekends. I think they're amazing. We actually had quite a busy weekend because our family actually came down for the first time to come and see our new flat. So it was almost like a nice flat warming, and also had church on Sunday as well. And because I actually serve at my church, it was quite busy as well. So yeah, very, very interesting weekend. But we can talk about that because we like had to buy food for that, and that really increased our food budget for the month. And I didn't actually realize that it was going to be that much because we didn't realize how many people were actually coming. So yeah, we can definitely talk about that. Hi, is it Shalina? I hope I'm saying that right. Nice to meet you. Oh, first time live with you. Oh, hello. You've joined. Join the community. Yeah, I usually do this on Sundays, but if you guys think that Mondays might be better, I might change it to Mondays because I honestly don't mind. Eva says, yes, I worked from home today. Oh, fabulous. Good to see, hear that you're still working from home. Relaxing for me means cleaning, cooking, grocery shopping, etc. Yes, I am literally the same. That is when I have a relaxing weekend, is when I have to clean and cook and yeah, do all the shopping. Um, oh, that is so funny. My sister has joined the live, so you might see her in the comments, guys. Hello. We don't actually like speak to each other as much anymore because we obviously don't live in the same house. So I never even knew she was going to join my live. So hello, Vianella, how are you doing? Jasmine, hi Veronia, I'm a new subscriber but love your channel. It's so positive and so motivating. Oh, thank you so much, Jasmine. Oh, that's so nice to hear. Yeah, I just like, I don't know, talking about my journey and just, yeah, everything. I just love money and finances, and obviously sometimes it can be a taboo subject. So I'm trying to make it, I don't know, I'm trying to make people talk about it a bit more often and be more comfortable about it. So that's kind of why I started my channel, I guess. Oh, thanks, Eva. Her channel is very good. Hi, Ifraz. Hi, how are you doing? So, how's your Monday been going? I was going to ask a question, guys, because tomorrow I decided to do a video that's a little bit different in that I'm actually tracking how we did with our budget in July. So, if that's something that you think is going to be useful for me to do going forward, please do let me know. I'm happy to do that, like at the end of the month. But I thought it would be good just to show you guys, where we may have been overspending and where we may be underspent. So let me know how your July budget has been going. Has it been going okay? Have you been keeping to your budget? What's been happening? I will say, I'll give you a spoiler that we ended up overspending slightly on food. And that was partly because we had family over, and I hadn't necessarily accounted for that. I didn't actually know we were going to have family over. No, Did I? No, I didn't really know we were going to have family over this month, basically. So when I actually did the budget, I hadn't actually budgeted for that. So yeah, but you know, budget's always adaptable and flexible, so it's okay. But yeah, it did mean that we overspent slightly. But make sure you do watch that video so you can see how much we did overspend by. But yeah, it was interesting just because we ended up cooking like Nigerian food because that's where my husband comes from, and that was expensive. It wasn't cheap. It was like when I remember like when we put the money, like when we went to Aldi, and we also had to go to like one of the supermarket stores for certain foods, so things like Scotch bonnets. We were looking for plantain, and where I live up north is a lot more expensive than where I used to live in the southeast. So it was like 2 plantains for like £1. And I'm used to 3 plantains for £1. So I wasn't particularly happy. So we didn't get plantain in the end, but his family bought some, which was nice. But yeah, I wasn't particularly happy with those prices. So it's a bit expensive where I live up here. So I feel like I'm going to have to just start shopping when I go down to see my family and just stock up on all things like peppers and Scotch bonnets and chilies and everything, because yeah, I can't be paying those prices, to be honest. Money is a taboo subject, mainly because of envy. Sadly, that's my experience, says Eva. Yeah, I know. And I think it's really interesting. I kind of had that worry as well when I first started my channel, because obviously I tend to share a lot about my finances in terms of how much I save and, you know, how much I invest in things like that. And so I was a little bit worried that it might be a bit of a taboo, or maybe people would be like, oh, you know, why are you sharing your finances? I remember even someone like a family member kind of came, like it was some event I think my family was doing, and the family member came to me, and I don't actually really know who she is, to be honest, and came to me and she went, oh, I think you shouldn't really be talking about your finances that much. And I went, oh, okay. The reason why I do that is because I want people to get comfortable with money, and I kind of don't want to be preaching about it and not actually show it, if that makes sense. So I'm one of those people where I really want to be as transparent as I can be. So yeah, I mean, I could see her point, but I also think if we were a lot more comfortable with talking about money, this would be normal. Like I would assume that people would just be talking about, you know, their savings and their investments. Well, that's kind of what I think anyway. I feel like we should talk about it a bit more often. So yeah, I'm hopefully trying to break the ceiling. So, you know, hopefully you guys can be a bit more, I don't know, just a bit more transparent maybe when you're talking to people. But it is hard, like if you're talking to friends and family and things like that, and they just don't want to talk about finances, then, you know, it's quite difficult. So I definitely know what you mean. We'd love that. Oh, okay, good, about the budgeting video. Yeah, so make sure you check that out tomorrow. I think I've scheduled it for 4 p.m. GMT. So yeah, definitely check that out. Yes, a live budget tracker would be good. Great. Yeah, good. Yeah, it's been interesting. It's I was surprised that I wasn't surprised at going over like overspending on our budget, but it's something where it's adaptable. You know, things change, and yeah, I'm comfortable with things like that, just because I know that, you know, we've already saved the money, and we've invested money and paid like our essential bills. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Where is the cheapest place you have traveled to? The cheapest place? Do you mean England, like in the UK, or country-wise? Country-wise, probably Italy, I'd say. And because it's cheap flights to Italy as well, and like it's only 2 hours from the UK, so you know, there's not too much. But to be honest, when I've gone on holiday is when the times that I've gone on holiday, that's been when I haven't been very good with money, I would say. So because I've been on holiday for 3 years now. So ever since I started paying off my debt, I didn't go on one single holiday. So I haven't actually left the country since then. But before that, yeah, I wasn't very good with my finances. So yeah, I don't think there were any cheap holidays, I would say. Yes, the south of London has always been a bit cheaper in comparison with other areas. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, where I live is, because it's North London. Like, obviously, I know the areas aren't cheap, but didn't realize the food would be expensive as well. So, yeah, it's okay though. I know now to, like, every single time I'm going to see my family, I'm just gonna stock up on food, to be honest. And I think that gives me a good excuse to be going down to see my family as well. It's great that you were breaking the taboo of speaking about debt and finances. Yeah, and I think particularly in the UK, we don't really like to talk about money that much. I feel like in the US, they love talking about money. And I mean, if you're from the US, please, like, yeah, let me know. But it seems like they're so much more comfortable with it. Whereas in the UK, we're kind of like, we don't really talk about it. We kind of talk about like the weather instead. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, I don't really tend to see many conversations about it. So yeah, I live in West London and it's quite expensive here for Afro-Caribbean food, Miss GB Bright. Yeah, exactly. I think it's probably similar to me. So I'm like northwest area, and it's quite expensive and there's not many stores around it as well. So yeah, I think I prefer the southeast in that part, to be honest. But as they say, there's like always this joke whether you're on the right side of the river, because I used to be on the other side, so now it's a bit different that I've crossed over. But no, I think in terms of the location, I think it's good. If I paid off the credit card agreement for my mobile phone if I paid off the credit agreement for my mobile phone early, would it impact my credit rating? Says Deborah. That's a good question. I don't know if it would actually impact your credit rating. So I've never really done that. So what I did is I kept the phone contract last time my phone contract, I just kept it for the remaining time. And then what I did is then just transfer to a SIM only. I actually used to work in a phone shop, and I'm just trying to remember if that was something that you could do. I'd have to get back to you on that, because I don't know if it would impact I don't think it would impact it negatively if you've just paid it off. But I don't know if it would impact it positively either. I think sometimes it also depends on the credit reference agencies, and also are you just basically buying out the phone outright, and will they allow that as well? Because I know some companies can be a little bit weird with that. They just make you just pay monthly until like the rest of the term, and then after that, that's when you can either like switch to SIM only or just like keep the contract. And that's another thing I would say though, like once your contract ends, don't be paying the same price, because that's sometimes what mobile companies will do. They might not tell you. So make sure you're not just paying the same price. If you've already paid off the contract and it's, like 24 months, make sure you're either saying, like, I either want to go on a SIM contract, or maybe you can find out a better deal somewhere else. Because otherwise you're going to be paying a lot more money than you need. Have you ever thought about doing cooking videos? I don't think Daniel, very interesting question. I'm not like, because it's a really interesting question. I haven't thought about it because I just kind of cook just like as a hobby. Like, it's not something I would want to like market, if that makes sense. So the only reason why I really show my food budgeting videos is literally just because obviously because of the budget element. So I did show on my Instagram like something that I made yesterday. It was like a honey salmon pasta dish. Definitely follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. So it's just Veronia, Spaine. But I don't know. It's an interesting question. Maybe I will incorporate it, because I do want to do like more food budget videos in the future. So I don't know if I'll like incorporate all of the cooking, but I might just give a few steps. But a lot of the time I just use YouTube, to be honest, and I'll just copy what they did online. So yeah, that's exactly what I do. I need to leave this country. Lol. This is my sister. Love. Just well, if you've got your budget in place, then who am I to stop you? Obviously, I know that we've still got like certain restrictions in place, but just try and find areas that might be relatively cheap, and see if you can book a cheeky holiday. Yes, British people do not like to talk about finances. That's so true. Yeah, Jasmine, I have no idea why. It's really interesting, but hopefully we'll start to talk about it a bit more. And even like, maybe I'm just hoping that our generation talks about it a bit more, because we obviously have sort of different lifestyles, I would say, compared to our parents. So obviously our parents were able to buy a house a bit more easily, particularly when you look at the income versus like the value of houses that they were able to buy. Whereas with our generation, it's a bit harder to do that. So I do think we probably do need to talk about it a bit more, just because we're against some tough expenses out there. So yeah, and like the cost, like living costs are skyrocketing and things like that. So I think we do need to talk about it a bit more often. East London is also cheap for Afro and Caribbean food. Yes, Jasmine, I've heard East London is actually really good for that as well. So yeah, and I used to live in the southeast, so that sort of makes sense. I should start like maybe traveling. I don't know if East London's probably a bit easier, but I guess if I'm going home, I may as well just take a trip to the southeast and see them and buy then instead. I did a little better with my June, July budget compared to last month. I spent £115 on takeaway, but that includes my birthday dinner. Okay, if it includes your birthday dinner, I hope you had an amazing birthday. It would be interesting to see sort of how much you typically spend on takeaways. We don't tend to like spend that much on takeaways. I don't know whether that's just because I don't mind cooking, so I will make like a meal quite often, so we don't have to take. I feel like my husband actually used to maybe get takeaways more often before we were married, but we've actually only had, I think, one takeaway this month. So I don't know whether that's just because, yeah, I cook more often. So hopefully, you know, that's why he no longer wants takeaways. But yeah, takeaways can add up. I would say they can really add up. So yeah, definitely treat yourself. I never say like don't, like I always say, you know, it's not about not spending money, but it's just thinking about, you know, where do you want to allocate your money to? Obviously, if you value takeaways a lot more, then that's different. But if you just kind of feel like you just buy takeaways just because you don't want to cook, then that's maybe a bit different. So yeah, just have a look at your spending in that way. So true, Vodafone tried to do that with me, hoping to get a mortgage next year and trying to raise my credit rating for that. Definitely Simone, once it's paid off, I'm hoping I can. Yeah, and Deborah, in terms of like actually having the phone contract, it didn't necessarily impact my credit in a bad way. If you are paying it off, like if you're paying it off, then it's fine, like every single month. It's just something that may not actually increase your credit. So I tend to, in terms of how I increase my credit, I actually got a credit card. But again, that's just I always say you have to be careful with that, because if you don't think that you can utilize the credit card properly, then I definitely wouldn't get it, to be honest. Like if you end up getting in credit card debt, then there's just no point. But if you're able to do like general spending, which is what I do, or if I make large purchases but I already have the money and then I pay it off as soon as possible, that's actually helped me increase my credit. So yeah, it's going to depend on like how you spend your money and if you think you'd be able to use a credit card or not. I was buying 5 to 6 takeaways a week until recently. Wow, that is a lot of takeaways. I mean, do you like to cook? Have you maybe considered making, I don't know, like a meal plan? I used to do that a lot at work, actually. I used to do a lot of meal planning for the week because I just didn't want to cook every single night. Now I probably cook, I'd say 2 to 3 times a week. So I'll try and like batch 3 different meals. That's kind of how I do it. And again, like YouTube videos can be really helpful. And even like the pasta dish that I made yesterday, it should have technically taken like 20 minutes, but it took me like half an hour just because I just take really long to prep. I have no idea why. But yeah, it didn't really take long, and it was delicious, like absolutely delicious. So yeah, if you can maybe start to think about, you know, cooking meals that are quite quick and also still healthy at the same time, that might be useful. And then it means you might spend less money on takeaways. Shalina, do you think you spend more when you buy clothes from cheaper stores as they don't last long? Yeah, so that's actually what I used to do. I actually try not to do that now. I try to just buy quality, and that's just with everything, because I realized, when I like try and buy cheap stuff, it doesn't last very long, then you end up having to buy more. So for me, I think actually quality can be better. Obviously, it also depends like how much you're spending, but I try to think of just actually getting, you know, quality. Like if I need like new shoes or if I need a new jacket, I'm going to try and get something that's more of a better quality so that it can last me ages rather than, you know, it lasting me a few months and I end up having to buy it again. Eva says, I have a pay-as-you-go with Vodafone. I do not need a contract. Yeah, there's the pay-as-you-go option. So I do have a contract, but it's only a monthly rolling contract. So it's with Voxy. If any of you guys are interested, I'll leave a link in the description. But I literally pay £10. £10? Yeah, £10 a month. And right now I get 8 gig data. endless social media, so things like Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, that's all endless. And then I have like unlimited minutes and text, but I don't really. Do you guys use minutes and text nowadays? Like, I feel like everyone is just on WhatsApp, or like if you have an iPhone, FaceTime. I don't know. I don't even know the last time I did FaceTime, actually. I don't tend to text people as much, but maybe that's just me. That was me recently too. I want to get my takeaway budget down to £20 a month. Yeah, if in that case, what I would say is I wouldn't drastically limit it, restrict yourself, just because you could end up just binging everything. So what I would say, like, could you maybe do like, I don't know, £20 less for the month and keep going? And then once you get used to it, you can decrease it a bit more, because otherwise, if you don't and you try and limit yourself to like £10 a month, you'll feel horrible, to be honest. Well, that's how I used to feel. So I've just realized that actually just, decreasing it little by little, and I did the same with my savings as well. I just increased it like bit by bit, and then I got used to saving, and now I can save quite a high amount, which is great. Could you do a video about mortgages? Yeah, I've been thinking that, but I just wonder, because when I actually got the house with my mum, I wasn't too involved with the mortgage process. So the broker basically did most of the work, to be honest, and ours was a little bit different in that our deposit sort of was included, because we went through like one of the government schemes. It was like a right to buy schemes. But what I might do is maybe see if there's like a mortgage expert I can talk to. Might be good to do like a collaboration or something. But yeah, in terms of like the mortgage itself, for me it was kind of pretty straightforward, I would say. But if you wanted like a lot more detail, then I would definitely see if I could maybe get someone that's like an expert in mortgages that might be able to help. So if anyone knows anyone that would like to collaborate with me, then please do let me know. I went SIM-only with them, and when I realized the other contract is with O2. Yeah. So I used to actually be with O2 because they were doing a deal. I think I had like a SIM contract. It was like £20 for 20 gig data, I remember doing. So I did that for a year and then switched to Voxy, because I obviously saw that Voxy was doing a better deal. So yeah, always be on the lookout for other deals if you can. That was me until last week. I'm a single person. Uber Eats is the enemy. Yeah, like, and do you know what? The worst thing is when they're giving you those voucher codes as well, like 50% off. Oh, we haven't seen you in a while. Here's 35% off. And then you think like, oh yeah, I'm getting a deal. But then you don't realize that you're actually spending a lot more money than you planned to, because you probably wouldn't have even bothered like getting a takeaway that day until like you got the email. So I do know what you mean. I know your advice is to just have a night in instead of out, but because we outside, at least for the summer, do you have any tips for not breaking the bank while having fun? Yeah, so I don't say not to go out, and I don't say not to spend your money. All I say is plan your expenses and don't overspend. That is literally it. If you plan for a night out, I don't see that as a problem. So that's what I basically do. I will just put it, if I wanted to like go out, or if I wanted to like go for entertainment, I just plan for it in the budget. If you know that you've already saved and invested how much you're supposed to, which is a good amount, then I have no problems with going out. But in terms of actually breaking the bank, so it depends if you feel like you overspend when you go out. So what I used to do in uni is I actually used to only take cash. So I would literally, which was the one good thing, because this was actually before I even knew anything about money. But if I wanted to go out somewhere, I would literally leave my card at home and I would take cash. Now, obviously, because of everything going on, I don't know if you can take cash. But what you might want to do is maybe if you've got a credit card, maybe not take the credit card and maybe take your debit card, and even just maybe like just have a set amount in that debit card and like just leave your money there. And then that's it for the night. So yeah, but for me, I'm like, yeah, you can obviously spend your money, but just plan for it in advance, to be honest. But hopefully that helps. And it depends, and things like if you're going out to eat, guys, I always say this: eat at home first, and so you don't have to go and spend that much money at the restaurant. You can still go to the restaurant, but I just eat at home first, so it means that I'm not that hungry when I go to the restaurant, and then it means I don't have to pay as much. Although, if you have to split the bill, because I know there's friends where they say, oh, should we split the bill? Meanwhile, you've maybe got like a starter and that's it. And maybe you even got tap water, and they've got like 3 glasses of wine, a free course meal, and things like that, and then want to split the bill. If you've got tips on that, like, let us know, because yeah, that can also be quite awkward as well. Last month, oh gosh, there's quite a few comments. Oh, it's so nice to see you guys. Let me try and go through this. I feel like I've almost lost my space. All right, last month I spent over £300 on groceries and takeaway, but I managed to reduce it this month by £100. Miss GB Bright, was it you that on our last month when you said you spent like 500 last time? So if that is you, then well done, because to go down from 500 to 300 is actually quite good. So yeah, well done. Definitely keep it up and see if there's like anything that you can try and cut down if you can. I haven't had a kitchen for 6 months as we're having renovations on our home. Takeaways have been a costly expense for a family for. Oh yeah, do you know what? I actually feel for you. Like if that's the case, like actually not having a kitchen, I guess there's not really much you can do. I would maybe see if you can like find deals anywhere. So, you know, like I know sometimes Uber Eats does also give vouchers, like voucher codes, but yeah, just see if there's maybe any other deals that you can maybe get. I mean, if you've got like a microwave, maybe you can like either go cook somewhere or get something from the supermarket, or just like maybe get like salads or something that's maybe relatively cheaper, just like mix that, you know, with other things. That might help. But yeah, of course, if you've not got a kitchen, there's only so much you can do, to be honest. I hate cooking. I'm also really bad at cooking. Now I've started doing a 3-day meal plan based on one of your, oh, good. One of Money Boss Mama's videos. Oh, good. Well, at least, yeah, to be honest, I found like the more you practice, the more you sort of get used to it. So even if you don't like it, if you can just find ways that make it very quick and just like meals that are very quick, then hopefully that will help. And, you know, it means that you don't need to spend too much time doing it. Yeah, the reduction is really impressive. So honestly, well done. Like you've honestly, like that's absolutely amazing. So keep doing you. I've tried doing a food budget, but when I go to Lidl, it's like the Disneyland of food for me. I just love the food. Do you know what? The worst thing about Lidl is that they have like that fresh bakery aisle. Guys, honestly, I know they have this fresh bakery, and the worst thing they do is they have it as soon as you enter the store. Like, honestly, I will just say that every time I enter, I actually have to just walk straight past and just not look, because I've been sucked in before where I just end up like buying all this stuff in the bakery because it just smells so good. So one tip I would say is definitely make sure you eat at home before you go shopping. And then when you do, just walk straight past. Don't even glance your eyes. Like, don't look, because you'll end up just buying everything. So yeah, that's like, I don't know. Yeah, the bakeries, I mean, they're smart. Like, they know what they're doing. I'll just say that they're smart. Uber Eats is definitely a struggle. I keep deleting it, but somehow it keeps finding its way back on my phone. I'm challenging myself to only bare minimum takeaway in August. Yeah, I mean, if you get email subscriptions as well, and I would say that's not even the same with like Uber Eats and like takeaways. Even with clothes, I tend to unsubscribe from them, just because like I keep getting notifications like oh yeah, look, it's 30% off, 50% off, and it's like I didn't plan to buy anything in the first place. So I just try to unsubscribe as much as possible, and so whenever I actually need something, that's when I'll buy it. But yeah, that might be something that you might want to try out. Do you know if you can pay off monthly phone contract early? Eva says, oh no, I think that's linked to something else. I think it will mainly depend on the phone company, because the phone company I used to work at, you could, and but I don't know if there was like an early repayment fee or anything like that. I'm just trying to remember, but I think it will depend on the phone company. But you can like always ask them on customer service and see and ask them if you can pay it off early. One app that appears all the time on my phone is Shane. Oh yeah, and I never bought anything from that online store. Yeah, exactly. So I just try and unsubscribe from everything basically. Apart from like actual newsletters and things that are going to be useful, those I will still subscribe to. Every time I leave my front door house, I lose money. Michael, when you say lose money, okay, so you actually said food is too expensive nowadays. Do you know what? Especially because of inflation, I feel like everything has just gone up, and it's been absolutely crazy. Like, I didn't realize that actually a lot of like food and materials have gone up, and a lot of it is because of supply and demand, particularly because of the pandemic, especially with supply chains. I know that there were major problems with there, so there wasn't as much supply, which obviously means that if you've got a lot of demand, so people like wanting that supply but you don't have supply, then the price will usually go up. So a lot of that has been happening, and that's kind of sort of linked to what's been happening with inflation. But yeah, food has been getting quite expensive. So yeah, it's always interesting as well, where you maybe like buy something at the supermarket, and let's say you buy a packet of crisps and you realize that there's a lot more, there's less crisps than usual, I would say. But yeah, it's just things are getting expensive. Ingredients and materials are getting expensive. Hi there, thanks for the videos. What do you spend per month, including your mortgage? Oh, hello, Benjamin. So currently don't, I do and don't have a mortgage. So I co-own a house with my mum, and she actually pays for the mortgage. I don't actually live there anymore, so we actually pay for rent. But I do actually have a budgeting video that really talks through all of our expenses for the month. And I also have a budgeting video coming out tomorrow that sort of explains that. But you'll be able to then see like how much we spend on our essential bills and our spending and things like that. So definitely check that video out if you haven't already. I mean, you can get rid of Uber about paying in advance your contract. Yeah, talk to your phone provider because they may be able to sort something out. But yeah, I would definitely encourage you to see if you can talk to them and see what they say. I managed to get a friend. Oh, I think I've almost lost. I managed to get a friend to help me with my budget, but would love your view on it if possible. Are you still offering free 30-minute session? Yes, I'm finishing that off this week. So if you just fill in the survey, and for anyone else, like if you really just want help with like budgeting or saving money or just creating a money plan with things like that, I'll make sure to link that in the description after this video actually. So you can definitely fill out the survey because I'm finishing calls this week. I did spend a crazy amount last month, something like that. Yeah, but at least you're making progress though, so definitely great. Buy an Instant Pot maybe, or an air fryer. We actually have a slow cooker, and it's really, really useful. We bought it on sale when we were like furnishing the flat. I'm trying to remember how much we bought it for. I think maybe about £20, but that like came like basically when we were just furnishing the flat, we put that inside it. We included that, but it's really good actually, and it's really helpful, especially if you don't like cooking. It kind of does most of the work for you. You still have to do like prep work, but once you've done the prep, you literally just leave it to cook, and it's been really useful. So that might be something that you want to check out. Ask your neighbours if someone can lend you a camping gas. Oh, that's a good idea, Eva. When my parents were renovating the kitchen, my father got a camping gas stove from a neighbour. Yeah, that's a really good idea actually. I think that would be good. Or maybe if you can use their microwave or something. The cakes and littles are amazing. The brownies are, I know, they're amazing. They're amazing. Like just everything, like the croissants, the cookies. Yeah, and do you know what? Because of where I live, we don't actually have a Lidl near us, so we have to go to Aldi, which I actually really like Aldi anyway. So I'm like not complaining. Apart from the fact that we have to pay £1 to park at Aldi every single time, which I'm not happy about because I'm like, we literally shop at Aldi every single week. But actually, when I just calculated it, it would be cheaper still for me to shop at Aldi and pay the £1 than going to like Tesco or something. So yeah, you still save money, but it's just a bit annoying having to pay £1 just to park the car. But it's okay. It's the closest one we have, so you know it's okay. To the person, right? So I've unsubscribed from ASOS, Boohoo, and all the clothing brands. Yeah, I found that being really useful as well. So yeah, it just just getting those emails like popping up, it's just you're more likely to impulse spend, which we don't want to do. We always want to plan our expenses, as I always say. The difficulty is that we don't have any running water for cooking. But at least you're near the end though, so at least, you know, I don't know if it's maybe a few weeks left, but at least you're near the end, and hopefully after that, once you get your new kitchen, you can start cooking and saving money and all of that stuff. So, you know, hopefully that does go well. After noticing that you have a section in your budget for charity and tithes, it inspired me to sponsor a child with UK plan. Oh, and this has helped me to think about how I use my money. Oh, yeah. I mean, like Jasmine, I think for me, giving is just so important. I think it's just almost kind of having that mindset as well of just being grateful for like what I have and like the finances that I have. So for me, it's kind of like that abundance mindset, in that I know that if like when I give to others, it's just, I don't know, it just makes me more happy. And I don't want to get to the point where, I know some people say that, oh, you know, I'll like pay, like I'll start giving when I have more money or when I'm like wealthy and stuff. But if you're not able to give like £10 now, are you going to be willing to give like £10,000 if you're like wealthy? So for me, it's just kind of building those habits now. I think it's just, yeah, been amazing, so that I know that, you know, no matter how much I'm making, whether I'm making, you know, £30,000 or if I'm making £300,000, I know that I'll at least be giving a percentage of my income, and that's just kind of a habit that I've built in. So yeah. By the way, you look amazing. Your skin is glowing. Oh, thank you. I actually filmed today, so that's probably why my face looks like that. So because I was on leave today, I decided to film today. It was a bit last minute because it's actually tomorrow's video, but it's because obviously we had family over this weekend, so I couldn't film. So luckily I'd already booked today off, which was good. So I thought, okay, do you know what? I'm just going to film and edit so that it's ready to be uploaded, because yeah, I don't really want to miss an uploading schedule. Like I don't want to miss uploading a video, and I haven't yet so far. And it's been like, what, about almost 13 months. I can't believe I've not missed an upload, which is absolutely crazy to me, because if you guys know how long it takes to get these videos done, they take a while. But yeah, I am proud of myself that I'm still able to, yeah, get these videos done for you guys, and hopefully you find it useful as well. Eva says, ask your neighbours. I know the struggle because I've been there too. Wow, without running water, electricity or gas. Oh gosh, and it was winter. Wow. Well, either you've survived it. So yeah, if you've got any other tips, please do let us know, because that'd be really useful. Greatest says hello. Hello. Is that your real name, or is that just your username? Be interested to know if that's actually your name. Leah says, I feel like £500 on a month on Uber Eats might have been me too. Yeah, I know. You sent me a screenshot, Leah. And it was almost £500. Yeah, I mean, guys, I'd like, how do you spend that much? Guys, you know what £500 is? Like, that's a lot of money. I can't lie. Like, £500, it's a lot of money. So, yeah, I mean, even if you did like half of that, think about what you could do with that money, like with the rest of the money. Just saying. You're defo my Uber Eats spirit animal. Yeah, no, it sounds like it. I'm addicted to Amazon. It's sad. Do you have Amazon Prime? Because that's also one where I think can be quite deadly, especially like those quick deliveries. Like they can be quite deadly. So I try to steer away. I feel like I don't know, with Amazon, if I need with Amazon, because I have like my credit card points, I basically just wait until I have enough points to buy stuff on Amazon. And so when I need to buy stuff on Amazon, I just kind of have it in my basket, and I won't buy it yet. So I try like not to impulse buy at all. I just have it in my basket. And then whenever I have enough points, that's when I'll go through my basket and say, okay, is this something that I actually need, or is this something that I could probably do without? And that's just kind of how I go about it. So it stops me from overspending with things like Amazon, because I think you can easily overspend, I would say. But yeah, hopefully that maybe helps, like keeping things in your basket and not buying as soon as possible, and just maybe waiting. Like I tend to wait sometimes for weeks, and if I realize that I don't need it anymore, then I'll just delete it and take it out of my basket. Is it me, or is Aldi a bit pricey nowadays? I prefer Lidl. I don't know. I used to think this, Adeva. I don't know. I feel like, again, I do want to do like a comparison, because yeah, when I like shopped in the Aldi the past weekend, like it was a bit pricey, and like I wasn't expecting the cost. So I don't know if Aldi is just a bit more expensive, but yeah, we'll see. If anyone's actually done like a food comparison, shop, like between Lidl and Aldi, definitely let me know. What is something you regret buying apart from the things in your debt videos? I don't know if there's anything I regret buying now. I don't think so. It's a hard one because I don't buy stuff that often. Um, yeah, I don't. Maybe like some of the wedding stuff. Maybe. I'm trying to think what. I don't know. I'd have to get back to you because I literally don't. Yeah, I don't remember. Probably something to do. Probably something to do with the wedding. I will say, okay, there's this is probably this is gonna have to be either on another live or another video. But one thing I do regret buying, and you already know this because you're my sister, but there was a wedding dress fiasco. I'm not gonna mention this in this live because we've already been talking for 40 minutes. But remind me on the next live to talk about the wedding dress fiasco, or I'll do a separate video on it with my husband because there was a little bit of drama with that. So that's probably the one thing that I regret buying. But that's all I'm going to say for today. I'm addicted to skincare products. I've spent thousands of pounds. Wow. See, I think maybe because I'm not like a huge person on skincare. Like I try. I will still try and buy quality. Like I buy like ordinary products, which are really affordable, which I'm very thankful for. So because they're quite affordable, I don't mind spending money on them. And obviously I've heard good reviews on them. So for me, that's kind of like the way I go. But I don't, because I don't particularly spend too much on skincare products. You know, it's I don't necessarily just spend much on that. So I think I'm okay in that category. What's the minimum salary to live comfortable in London? It would depend where in London. So you've kind of got like inner London and you've got greater London, and it also depends how you live. So, for example, I earn under 35 grand a year, but I'm still able to save, and we have a one-bedroom flat, but also being aware that I also shared this flat with my husband. If I was living on my own, my expenses would be a lot higher, and I definitely would not be able to save as much. So it would probably depend. Likewise, I used to live in a house share as well. So I used to live more like up north from London. Actually, it's probably past Greater. I wouldn't even count it as Greater London, to be honest. But I had a house share there, and I was earning under 28,000 during that time, and I was still able to save money as well. So it really depends on like your housing situation and where you're living, I would say. Fabulous. Yeah, you'll fill in the form after the live chat. Could you do a £20 1 week food budget for you and your husband? Yeah, I do want to do that, but I don't think my husband would be very happy with that because he does eat a lot more than I do. So yeah, I will try. We'll see. I don't know if it will be this summer because I honestly don't think he would want to spend £20 a week because I only just about pushed him to start shopping at Aldi. So we've got a long way to go, but yeah, we'll see. I can't make any promises right now, but yeah, I'll see. I'll try. Yeah. It depends on the area of London you live. If you are in the city, in the center of the city, you need, if you're living in the city of London, you need money. You need that's all I'd say. You need a lot of money. A good tip to try and avoid getting takeaways is to challenge yourself to make it yourself. Yeah, first to fulfill your cravings. That's a good tip actually, and you might even like it better. Exactly. And practice makes perfect. You'll be surprised actually, guys. If you start like cooking, you'll be surprised in terms of, you know, like whether you actually like the food or not, especially if you like follow YouTube videos. Honestly, you'd be surprised at what you can actually make. Eniola, I really love your videos. I literally binge watch and now find myself saying, what would Veronia do? Would Veronia do or recommend this whenever I'm tempted to impulse buy? Oh, thank you, Eniola. I'm glad to hear that Auntie V is here in your minds. Yeah, so guys, whenever you're thinking about spending money, particularly on takeaways, just picture Auntie V in your head. Thinking, would she buy this? Would she spend £500 on takeaways? I don't think so. Just saying. There's a series on Bon Appetit where the chefs try and make a meal faster than the takeaway, and it's really cool. Oh, cool. I've not actually seen that show. Oh, yeah, The Dress. Yeah, exactly. So I will probably do a video. It still kind of scarred me up till this point. That's why I haven't mentioned it yet. But yeah, in the future, I think, yeah, maybe if I do it with my husband, I feel like it'd be a bit easier. But yeah, I would just say wedding dresses are expensive. That's what I'll say for now. I have a question. How do you spend towards luxury or beauty maintenance, e.g. new wigs, nails, etc.? Or is it something you don't recommend do it? No. I wouldn't. Definitely wouldn't say like I wouldn't recommend doing it. I would literally just do like a sinking fund. So if there's something that you know that's probably going to be a bit more expensive, like that's kind of how I did it. I just like created a sinking fund, and I thought, okay, for example, if you wanted a new wig within the next 6 months, what I would do is just think, okay, this is my timeline. How much is it going to cost? How much do I need to save each month for me to put towards buying that? And that's essentially how I would do it. And you'd find actually you probably don't need to save that much every single month. So for me, again, once you plan for it in advance, it just makes it a lot easier. But I'm the same with like I do that with everything, basically. I'm a makeup YouTuber, so I'm not so much into skincare, but thousands of makeup. Yeah, Jasmine, yeah, if you're a makeup YouTuber, that definitely will make sense. But yeah, I mean, if you create things like sinking funds, hopefully that makes it a bit easier and you find out that you don't tend to overspend too much in that area. Hi, Stillness Speaks. Oh, new subscriber. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I mean, if any of you guys aren't subscribed to my channel, please do. It is free, as you guys hopefully will know from my videos. But yeah, it really does support the channel as well. And yeah, welcome. Eva, Veronia, if you had problems with your wedding dress, could you please make a video about it? I feel, yeah, if you feel comfortable, of course. Yeah, I will. I will. I will try and get my husband to come and join me, and we can like discuss it. Maybe if like, because I still need to do the wedding budget video, so I think maybe we'll put it in that. So yeah, but I do want to talk about it because I think it's good to be transparent. But yeah, it's something that I definitely want to do. Hello, I'm a pitbull. Hello, I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Please try and convince Yinka to do the £20 food budget challenge. Yeah, so I think he's probably watching this live as well because he's actually in the upper room. So yeah, hopefully you may have convinced him, but I will let you know what he says. The wife of my brother decided to use a simple white summer dress for the wedding. Oh, nice. She just added a few flowers and a beautiful, colourful belt to accentuate her waist. Oh, that's lovely, Eva. Yeah, because sometimes, you know what, simple is just better. Like, I would love that. But yeah, I mean, like it's always an interesting one with the wedding dress, and I think especially for people that maybe like have that dream sort of wedding day. I didn't necessarily have that. I just kind of wanted a party, and that's that's it. I'm not really too bothered about like everything to do with the wedding. I just kind of wanted to get married. But I know that I might be a bit different to some people. So yeah. It's crazy how makeup and skincare products add up so quickly. I'm currently about to order another product from France. £300. Wow. Do you know what? Even the other thing, when it comes to weddings, in fact, I just need to do another video on this because like when I was trying to look at makeup, like makeup artists for weddings, the prices I was seeing, guys, I was honestly so shocked. Like some of it was up to £1,000, £1,000 for a day, the wedding day, to do makeup. I honestly couldn't believe it. And yeah, I mean, there's some hacks that I decided to do. So yeah, I would definitely want to do like a video on that because yeah, it's absolutely expensive. It's crazy. You should do podcasts too, exploration. Yeah, do you know what? I don't know. I don't know how I would be like on a podcast. I feel like with videos, like you can see my face and my facial expressions, but maybe in the future, I'm still like trying to get to grips with YouTube at the moment first before sort of moving to another platform. But in the future, may look at doing podcasts. Please, Vanessa? I don't know if you mean Veronia, because that's my name. But yeah, unless there's another Vanessa here, if there is, hello. which product is it? My lifestyle is costing me so much, but your videos have been helping me make sense. Oh, great. No, no, I'm glad they're actually helpful. Yeah, because I think it's just yeah, it's just also important just to like try and think about your costs and your expenses, because yeah, things can add up and things are expensive. I have a question. I live in London. Oh yes, and the ULEZ will kick in soon. Am I better off spending 8,000 on a petrol car or 13,000 on a diesel? Only difference is a diesel is a little better on fuel. I think it probably I wouldn't say it just really depends on like petrol versus diesel. I think it will probably also depend on like what you're using the car for as well. So even with like I think even with like both petrol and diesel cars, like there are cars that can pass through the ULEZ as well. I think our car does as well, so it's fine. So yeah, it's going to depend on like how often you're driving it for. If you think that the cost actually will make sense in the long term, so in terms of like how much you're spending on diesel versus petrol, I probably need to take that into consideration as well. Um, do you still have your American Express Gold card and are you still using it? So I do still have an American Express card. I'm not using the Gold card anymore because it was only for a year, until you have to pay like, I think it was like £100, £100, around £100 that you pay like every year to keep the gold card. So I have like the normal like American Express rewards card, which is basically all the same points. The only thing with the gold card is that you had two what was it? It was that you had like two complimentary tickets to airport lounges, which I was quite upset about because basically I got the American Express card because partly was obviously because of the points, but also because the lounge tickets, I wanted to use that for my honeymoon. But unfortunately, we didn't go on our honeymoon because we still had restrictions. So I could not use the lounge passes, which I was a little bit upset about. But yeah, that's kind of like the main difference, I'd say, between that and the gold card. But yeah, I have the normal rewards card, which is basically like the same points. So yeah, it's pretty good. Um, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it for now because it's 20 past 7. It's dinner time. And I think my internet is also moving a bit mad. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this live. If you do prefer like me to have, if you would like me to have a live on Monday instead of Sunday, definitely let me know because I feel like yeah, maybe it's better like after work and things like that for some people, depending on what country you're in as well. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much. It's been lovely talking to you guys. Make sure to check out my video tomorrow as well in terms of tracking our budget. And yeah, if you have any other questions, please do let me know and we will talk in the next live. So thank you guys and we will speak soon. Bye.